presence. So you picked the red path. Let's see what shall be manifesting on your path this month. So I love this path because it feels like such a natural continuation of last month, although I will validate that last month probably was pretty tumultuous. Woo, that's a fun word to say. Tumultuous. Many different things probably slowed down, and then you got a little clarity, and then it slowed down even more, and you just don't feel kind of like yourself coming into this month, and everything just is, it feels like density, right? Although let me validate you, it is not density. This is what we call a manifestation flow. You are at, in the consciousness level, the moment of presence, which is root chakra at its finest. It is grounding presence to create this new reality. And you have to slow down so much to allow that to come in. And so if this is your consciousness level moving into this month of 883, 8/8/2019, which breaks down to the 3, which means we will be manifesting things. 8/8 is all about abundance. It's about being given a beautiful green light to manifest whatever it is you need to move forward on this journey. And as long as there's no ego attachment, which means self-serving, and for you it's more so old paradigm stuff, because remember last month and before that you have been letting go so many things that are outdated, that are going to keep you locked into an old version of self. It's like having an operating system on your computer that is it's from 2001, right? And we're in 2019, and that old operating system, if you keep operating on it, your computer is going to just get slower and slower and slower and slower until it crashes. And so this is exactly what you're coming into this month with. You've been getting slower and slower and slower to let you know, if you do not delete that file and upgrade, right, to this next version of yourself that's coming in, if you do not do that now, you will crash. Divine will take care of it for you, kick your butt in some huge way to get you to let go of something that's not serving you anymore. No, I'm not even going to say that out loud. I don't want to manifest that for anybody. So the monthly mastery this month at 88, what it is highlighting for you, which I find so incredibly interesting, is and you'll see it in the middle there, right under the, in the blue, blah, blah, blah. You will see it right there in the middle of the red circle, the smallest card in the middle. It is a hypo crown chakra, which is spiritual disbelief, which I just love this. So we have to broaden our awareness to not take this card for face value here. What you are manifesting is the ability to see how clearly you are on a divine path. And I love this because what it's basically saying is there is a version of you. Remember, everything we need this month is all about what you're letting go of. And what you are letting go of is a version of yourself that believes it's limited to being just a human. That I have to have this I have to think that you have been somebody who's probably been on a spiritual path. And when I say spiritual path, it just means growing your consciousness, discovering more of who you are, what your purpose is, why you're here. You're not unconscious, which is basically a term used to label somebody who is all about just the rat race of being human and self-serving and not really doing anything to grow themselves or the people around them in any way that's for the greater good of all involved. So I'd have to say you have been on a path of awakening. You have been on this path, whether it's a year or if it's 100 years you've been on this path. You have been on the path, which means you trust and know that there is a higher purpose for you, that there is so much divine that you can tap into. I have this this knowing that you've been somebody who is believed in a lot of these concepts of consciousness and enlightenment, but you yourself still have a level of distrust that is locked in to the old human paradigm that I'm telling you, you can manifest anything you want this month. You have slowed down so much. You have recognized those things that are outdated, those things that are not serving you, those things that were attached to you in your previous quote unquote life, right? We're not talking karmic stuff here. We're talking anybody, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a pet that's left you, whether you've moved, right? Whatever it was that was keeping you locked into the old version of you. Remember that operating software system that was from 2001? Whatever it is that was keeping you locked into that operating system has up into this point of August left. I don't care if it was through death. I don't care if it was through force. I don't care if it was through choice. However, these things have left, and this is something that's going to have shown up in your physical world. Human, animal, mineral, whatever, it is something that is a reflection in your physical world. It has left you. And these things have left you to signal that it is your time to move into your new path, into your new awakening, into the new software, updated, upgraded, activated version of yourself that's here to move forward with the rest of your journey, right? And so the interesting thing, and why I love this spiritual disbelief card coming in as your spiritual mastery of this month, it's signaling that the part of you that distrusts in the purpose of why you're here, in the divinity of you being here, in everything that makes you a conscious individual, that part of you that distrusts, that has disbelief, is part of the old operating system that's leaving. And when you open, and so I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. So I'm going to go to my mom from her past. She had to have her mouth wired shut because she fell and hit her jaw. And so she had to have her mouth wired shut for it to fix itself. And so during that time, she could only get a straw into the corner of her mouth and have the thinnest of liquid diets. She could only take in that much, right? And this is like the example of the spiritual disbelief card. When you know she at that point, she had tasted every delicious food on this earth and knew what it was to be, a foodie that could enjoy all things in the food realm, yet her mouth had to shut. And so this is the same thing, and she could only take in those little liquids. This is the same thing when we have spiritual disbelief. When we know our divine potential, when we know how powerful we are as co-creating beings, when we know we can manifest anything we want in this world, yet our crown chakra is wired shut, and all we're getting in are these little trickling drips of how much we can manifest. What this card is saying is your crown chakra this month is being blown open. Everything that was holding you into the small trickle effect is being basically trashed. It's being thrown away. In August, you are being blown open to all of the things that you know are potential, but that you haven't had the ability to experience yet up until this point. And so the amazing thing here is that you just have to trust, and you are as slow as you can be coming into this month, which is a great thing because it's saying you don't even have to know what you're doing. Basically, the path, it's like the yellow brick road. The path is being laid for you. Follow the yellow brick road. All you have to do is follow the darn yellow brick road, and it's just going to happen. And there's nothing more you can do right now because you've been the universe has smacked you down to such a point up into this month of August that you're like, all I can do is put one foot in front of the other at this point, and that's all you're supposed to do right now. And every time you step on that next brick on that path, you're going to get to see how everything you have been envisioning for yourself up until this point is slowly coming in. And it's not just the trickle anymore, but everything you've dreamed up into this point is your divine potential, and it's going to start showing up for you as long as you're moving forward. And so as always, we've got a point that we look at in the month, the 18th, which is going to be the point where we can see if we're on the path of this new beginning. And we've got a point later in the month, the 28th, where we can see if we're going back into that old operating system from the software analogy back to our 2001 version of ourselves that's slowing down, that's potentially creating the duality that we're going to have a bigger crash in our system to get us to awaken. And so I want you to circle these 2 dates on your calendar, and I'll tell you what to look for right now to see if you're allowing that crown chakra to blow open this month, and so that you can manifest everything your mind has been in connection to lately, right? All of these things you've dreamed for yourself. And so the 8 has a number. In the 18th, we're looking for harmony. We're looking for balance. We're looking for those things to come together that are showing the potential to manifest the awakening, the opening of the crown chakra even more fully. And so on the 18th, it's all about, like, could you manifest a crown chakra card that's more appropriate here? This is the crown chakra card. You people in this month and picking this red path, you manifested the root chakra card. 1 out of 77 cards is the actual root chakra. You manifested that as your consciousness level. And now you're manifesting 1 out of 77 cards, the crown chakra card, which signals root to crown, what I named my business after. It is the beginning and the completion of your journey, your path. It is signaling complete awareness to start the new path and a completion of the old path. And so here on the 18th of August, what I want you to look for is the completion. It is the ending of something. You probably had a huge traumatic ending in July or a little bit before that. It could even have been the signal of an ending. That could have been a fight with a partner. It could have been something happening at work. It could have been happening something with your house. It's something foundational that's happened back in July, and so it would have either been the big thing happening there, and now on the 18th you're going to get small influences of that same kind of energy completing and showing you the completion of that, or it could be the small trickle effect was happening back in July, and here's where the big completion comes in. You will make your decision. Here's the amazing thing, people. You're in a manifestation month, 8/8. The mastery of this month is all about being given the green light to do whatever the heck you want to do, as long as it's filling you inside and your authenticity and who you want to be, right? And so the really cool thing here is that this is validation. It's saying that you get to make the choice. However, this completion energy is going to come in. But again, it's going to look very similar to whatever happened to you in July. But whatever that completion energy is, it's validating you, the fact that it's transcendence, it's crown chakra awakening. It means high self is in alignment to your purpose here to create a transcending moment, which means you're not only completing it, you're completing in it and getting like an A++. You're getting like extra credit. You're getting validation that this is exactly what you needed to do for the human living a spiritual path in this divine world that you're co-creating. It is like divine's giving you an A+ for everything you've done up into this point. That is the signal of transcendence. So on the 18th, make a note in your calendar that you should have an experience that validates whatever the completion energy has been that's kind of been leading up into this point for you. Now on the 28th, the potential duality, again, 2 is duality. So on the 28th of August, if you start to manifest, and this is a really interesting thing because this is connection energy, and this is talking about a bigger collective that's going to be grounding for you. And so this is talking about a big group. And so it's really interesting that I almost feel like... here, it's like, okay, whatever the July change energy was for you, moving into August 18th, and this huge like completion of that change, you've resolved it. The big kind of completion validation came through. Now on the 28th, it feels almost like there's gonna be some kind of collective party that comes in. This isn't just one person. It's like multiple people will come in connection to you and try and take away whatever it is. It's like this disbelief. It's like divine sending an army of people to come in and try and convince you that everything you've experienced up until this point wasn't divine, it wasn't your purpose, and they're going to try and take away from you this opening of the crown chakra. So this is it's called an initiation. This is what you could consider the test, right? So on the 18th of August, you should have passed the test. You got graded A pluses from your divine guidance, all the angels and guides and beautiful things that you put value into, right? That we could consider divine. All of these things are applauding you from, we'll just say, some higher level, some higher perspective, saying, yay, she finally did it. He finally did it. They passed the test. And then on the 28th, what's going to happen is this army of people, and it's not together. It'll come in maybe 1, 2, or 3 different mouths, right? But human mouths will come in and try and convince you that everything you've experienced spiritually up until this point is just your creative and imagination, or you didn't really experience that. Let me tell you what you really experienced. And they're going to give you black and white, real world, and make you distrust that any of this was a part of your co-creating potential. And so they're going to try and make it very human instead of being so connected to your divine purpose. And so this is where these people, and you can see on that card on the very right hand side of the screen, all these hands that are coming around a lock. It's almost like this is the one thing that could lock you back into your box of spiritual disbelief, knowing that you have the potential to open your mouth and taste everything amazing that divine's willing to give to you, right? It's about having your jaw sewn back up and only being able to be on a water liquid diet for the rest of whatever the journey is until you crash once again and go through this process of expanding yourself once again. And so that's your duality at the end of the month, is the potential to manifest these human people that want to come in and try and take away your more higher energetics of validation that you've been getting. And it's almost like they're trying to make you feel like you might be crazy, right? Trying to make you feel like, nah, you didn't really do that. You didn't manifest all these good things in your life. This is what was happening, or this is why all that was happening. They try and take away all the validation that you've gained up into that point. And so I'd say anytime we intentionalize a potential duality, know that it's probably going to come in, and the fact that you can just be aware of it. So this is probably going to happen. And so it's okay to get triggered by it and to question, but it's about the choice you make after you question, because we're always human. We're always experiencing the pendulum swing of our thoughts and emotions and our reality. And so you're going to swing. And so as you're swinging, just to be able to have the awareness and perspective that this is making me swing, to see if I'm going to make a patterned old choice and have somebody outside of me take away my truth, my authenticity, what I'm feeling is my purpose, or are you going to choose to move into that expansiveness, but it's kind of almost a blind faith and trust in yourself, being this person that can co-create the reality in which you want to be a part of, right? And so it's almost this faith in yourself. So that is your August, and I'm so excited to live this month with you. It's a really exciting energy, and Please stay tuned. Again, if you haven't downloaded the Chakra Deck app, this is the easiest, quickest way to get everything I create. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe there. Come 9/9, the monthly mastery of 99. It's a completion month next month. And so I have a lot that I'm trying to complete, that I will complete by the 9/9 energy. And most of it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. So it's some fun stuff to play with. And then the monthly membership, if this is the end of the video and you're a monthly member subscriber, then you selected probably the wrong video. You should have been in the monthly membership site to see the whole continued video. So make sure to log into your membership account, and you can watch the 7-card reading that comes after this to show exactly what's manifesting into our path this month. So until September 9th, I wish you all happy manifestation and so much abundance in the balanced energies that you're a part of this month, with light and love.
The Chakras Root to Crown Oracle Deck is a tool designed to help people connect to their soul destiny. As humans, we live a birth-to-death cycle, yet as a soul, our existence is infinite. In each human life, our goal is to learn and connect to our authentic self. We seek guidance when we are repeating patterns and feel blocked from our purpose. This oracle deck breaks down a human's chakra system and uses that information as a roadmap. Each chakra contains physical, emotional, and spiritual information to navigate a clear path towards authenticity and awakening. By gathering perspective with a reading, you will gain soul-level wisdom. These insights bring depth to your spiritual journey and dissolve the blocks, unveiling your highest potential. Take the next step by selecting your layout and explore a reading today.